Reception is Pembly, right? Oh, Embry, not Pembly. My mistake. So what am I doing here? Investigating. Of course. Sealed. Why is it sealed? Purple berry liquor. Is this a factory or a showroom? Maybe both. Rizzo's Cascadia. Oh. Yeah, I remember Cascadia town on Monarch. It was Rizzo's, right? In conjunction with UDL and Auntie Cleo, they researched a gas, I think, for crowd control. And I found a mind control ray weapon over there. So I assume the gas was supposed to mind control people. But things got awry somehow.
You know, I never imagined Spencer Woolrich would outlive Halcyon Helen.
Harvesting. It all starts here at the orchards. Our purple berries are harvested at peak edibility, making them a perfect base for our brewing process. Brewing and bottling. Our refined distilling process has been honed by years of experience, not only efficient but highly effective at bringing out the most powerful flavors from our ingredients. After the beverages are ready, we bottle them up and ship them out straight to the thirstiest mouths in the colony. Wait, how can I enter that room? Oh, from here, okay. Rizzo's Beverages. Spectrum Brown, a bold and full-bodied spirit with earthy notes and an indescribable savory flavor, dissolving into a hint of brine, culminating in a bitter yet satisfying cocoa-adjacent aftertaste. It'll leave you smiling for days. If you're interested in trying this unique flavor sensation, proceed to the door to your right and follow the path to the tasting room. Leaving you smiling, yeah, it has the parasite's ability to make people happy. Distillery. Beyond this door, we hope to make some of your wildest dreams a reality as we give you a peek into the heart of our distillery. You can see it all for yourself, clear as crystal. Please refrain from sharing our secrets with unauthorized solicitors. Let's just keep this special experience between us. But anyone can get in here, right? There is no clearance or vetting, whatever. Atmospheric collection. Did you know that this facility doesn't just distill alcohol? We distill fuel right out of the atmosphere. That special flavor present in every bottle of Rizzo Spectrum vodka also gives our fuel its unique kick. That we use the same canisters to brew our beverages and store our raw fuel? Huh? What? They're using the same canisters to brew the beverages and also to store the raw fuel. What the? Did they clean them after each use? Oh, dark matter is also Rizzo's products. I see.
Okay, you gotta teach me that.
Yes, so dirty, man. No one cleans this up. Hello. I'm surprised the guest doesn't question how Aldravaris got here. Okay, bulletproof glass. Pick up recharge. What is that? A weapon, I think, but... Oh, it's electricity. Okay, stun. Oh, this must be where they shoot their commercials. Yep. Oh my, needler prop. Huh. Okay. This looks like a prop used during the filming that took place on this set. Not much of a weapon. Oh, okay, I see. It's too fragile to even pistol whip someone. Okay, just a replica, I guess. A prop. Halcyon Helen's monogram cigarette lighter. This lighter, inscribed with the initials HH, has featured prominently in each of Halcyon Helen's starring roles. Oh, this? It was a gift from an old flame, huh? Never leave home without it. Never know when it could save your life. That when it could save your life. Is there nothing else over here? Okay, nothing else. Elevator and the distillery. Sealed.
Ah, I see you've stumbled upon a little peek into our distillery. These tanks are hard at work brewing the wonderful Rizzo's beverages you know and love, along with exciting new flavors like Rizzo's Spectrum Brown.
There's no way they actually make anything here. This place looks way too nice.
Oh. Is Ellie's theory true? Let's find out.
Now that you've seen behind the scenes, I bet you're pretty thirsty. Well, not to worry. We have every flavor of Spectrum available to delight your palate. Please know note that tour guests are limited to a maximum of 3 different Rizzo's flavor samples. All beverages must be consumed on the premises. Rizzo's is not responsible for gastronomic distress, mild hallucinations, or damage to your sense of taste.
You can have my samples, Captain. I'm gonna pass on the mild hallucinations.
Okay. Spectrum red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, brown, black. Brown is the newest one. So why is it second from the most right? Are they all just different colors? Or are they also taste different? Huh? Automated Flavor Critic 3000. Flavor Critic.
Greetings, tour guest, and welcome to the tasting room of the Rizzo's Distillation Station. This unit has been programmed to dispense beverage samples to authorized guests. Error. Current guest does not meet the standards of this unit's authorization protocol. Please leave via the nearest available exit. Thank you.
What? Why? What do you mean not authorized?
This taste testing experience is limited to authorized guests. All authorized guests must appear on a list of addresses located in Byzantium. This unit has been programmed to offer critical analysis of all things related to taste. This unit finds your demeanor, appearance, bearing, and/or class in very poor taste.
So only registered Byzantium citizens can taste. But Ellie is from Byzantium and her parents live in Byzantium. Does it mean Ellie's parents have concocted the story of Ellie's death. So I'm sure the sense, what is that called again? Censure or census? What is it? Yeah, I'm sure the census office have crossed her name, Ellie's name, from list of citizens in Byzantium. So you're some type of tasting expert.
Affirmative. This unit has been programmed to recognize over 2,000 expressions of taste, including but not limited to the following: fruity, acidic, bright, earthy, pungent, tangy, dirt. This unit has also been programmed to criticize your taste in the following: clothing brands, cigarettes, etherwave dramas.
I'm leaving. But Aldervaris is wearing Celeste Jolicoeur's clothing. I don't understand.
Thank you greatly for stopping by. On behalf of Rizzo's, I hope you enjoyed viewing a small part of our facility.
Do you have parasite on your neck too? Let me see. Yeah, she does.
That's not funny.
So I can't get through this door. This door is sealed. And I can't hack it. Oh well. Okay, let's go find the prophet of profitability. She's in a wilderness exploitation reserve. Okay, there are 2 bridges leading there. Let's choose the rightmost one. Oh wait, this is not a bridge. I thought this is a bridge. Okay. You know, I'm curious though. Can I do this? Okay, save first. What? Oh, I fell through. I can't land on top of it. Oh well. So I must cross back to the hotel, then cross to the wilderness. Okay, out of all the floating islands, the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve is the largest island. Who's this? A hotel guest.
I was nearly attacked by a terror ray on my way here.
And that is where we found Bellhop Owens' body. He died trying to get the terror ray vial for Spencer Woolridge. The question is, Spencer Woolridge already got the terror ray vial gland to do a prank on Helen. Why would he order Bellhop Owens to get more bile gland from the terror rays? I don't understand. And I remember I got a key from a corpse down there inside that cave, that dig site. But I forgot what key was that. Let me check. Where is it? Where is it? Where is that key? I found the key. It is to something facility. Wait, what? It is missing? How come? Oh, hold on. Fallbrook domicile. Yeah, I forgot to visit that place. It was there. I took it. So why is it not in my... Oh! Oh!
Ready for more?
It was inside the cave. I took it. So why is it gone now from my inventory? I took it. I think it's lying. It was lying on the ground. Here, inside here somewhere. I took it. But it's not in my inventory now. What happened? Why is it gone?
Pass that armor!
Why is it gone? I took it. I remember I took it somewhere here, lying on the ground. Some kind of key. Damn it. Why is it not in my inventory? Ugh. Wait, a quest item, Ersa's sweetheart cake? Where did I get this? Oh, Nyoka and her crew. Ah, this one. Yeah, I think this is the keycard, but why is it here? It should be somewhere over here amongst the most recent quest items. Wait, is this the one? I forgot. Electrical control room. Oh, no. This is from the heliospheric research station. No. Not that key. It should be after this, right? Harlow. I forgot this. Who is Harlow? Was it the revolutionary turn corporate stooge? Okay. Okay. So B. I thought it could be Bertie, right? But it seems Helen refused to involve Bertie in her doing. So whoever this B is, it can't be Bertie Holcomb. It must be someone else. Bertie. Okay, who else? Okay, who else has the name? Has the letter B in their name besides Bertie? B. Burbage. But Burbage is a robot. Burbage 3000. Maria Keane. Winifred Goodnight. Dr. Winifred Goodnight. Oh! What if B is Blossom? Hold on. Helen, No, I don't think this is Blossom. Why would Slug from the docks looking for Dr. Blossom? It must be someone who was responsible for hacking the automechanical to steal a shipment number 6875, and I don't know what that is. Constabulary Terminal. Oh yeah, I decided not to press on this matter when I was talking to Ludovico. Maybe I should have. The matter of Ludovico redacted maintenance record on Burbage 3001. Maybe I should have pressed further and not let him go. Yeah, the card's missing. Where is it? Okay, never mind. Let's go find Jasmine Leva. That's her name, right? The Prophet of Profitability. Bellhop Owens. Poor guy. Okay. Khalid Feral, oh no. Oh, an elevator going down? Who is that? The Khanid escaped the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. How did they escape? How did they manage to escape? I don't understand.
I'm going.
Where's security?
With us.
Silvio Tran? Who is this Silvio Tran?
This is Silvio Tran, setting a new record for the Grand Colonial Bellhops Laundry Cart League. If you're listening to this, you're listening to history. And Daltrey, as we agreed, when I win, you're scraping terrorist shit off the windows for the rest of your contract. And you can stow the fear of heights routine because there's no way you're weaseling out of that, pal. Here goes.
Laundry Cart League.
Move the box! No, not! No!
Move the box. Oh, this is the laundry cart. There's a letter T over here. Silvio Tran. So it was a race on a laundry cart, and the laundry cart hit this cage, I guess. And maybe after the laundry cart hit the cage, somehow the cage door opened and released the Khanids inside and attacked this guy, maybe. Yep, Daltrey. He's also mentioned in that audio log. So Silvio Tran crashed into this cage. The crash somehow unlocks and opened the cage door. The Khanids got free and they proceeded to kill Daltrey Danger. Okay. I think that's what happened. Poor guys. Sorry for you. Silvio Tran, Daltrey Danger. Oh, so the Khanids were fed sprouts. Interesting.
Coming.
Bellhop. Another bellhop.
Nice.
And who sent the elevator down? I wonder. Another bellhop's dead. Poor bellhops. The Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. Let's go. Oh. Ugh. It's not a building, I can't enter it. Lemon slab. Spaceship. Byzantium tourist? Wait. Why is he... Why is he alive? Oh, yeah. I forgot. The Khanits were down there. Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. Okay, boss. Let's go. Yes, boss. Yes, boss.
We heading inside, Captain? Don't worry. I got your back.
Thank you, Parvati.
I can't believe Helen's gone. We're never going to get a sequel to Terror on Monarch.
Supply tour guide.
I don't know what I'm doing out here. I'd rather be over at the cantina. There's a killer on the loose, Inspector. Step lively. Aether waves won't be the same without Helen. We're all gonna be stuck with Spencer Woolrich. Can't believe we gotta deal with marauders on Eridanos.
Yeah, how did they get here? I mean, by ship, right? They must have arrived by ship in areas where it is lightly defended. Interesting.
You're the adjutant's favorite son, right? Wow. How'd they convince you to help us out? You want to stay safe? Head back into the hotel. Aether waves won't be the same without Helen. We're all gonna be stuck with Spencer Woolrich.
Legal hunting supplies.
Excuse me, Gunther. I need to ask you something.
Who the hell is Gunter? I told you to call me Hunter. Come on.
Oh, right. Hunter, have you seen a little mechanical wandering through here? Might have been wearing my hat.
I can't say I have. I can sell you a new hat if you want. Or some fine, legally obtained hunting supplies. You could go get that mechanical thief yourself.
She's not a thief. She's lost. I just want her back.
Mildred Lennox. And Hunter S. Legal. So his last name is Legal? Okay.
Oh, hey there, stranger. Don't mean to interrupt your business, but have you seen a stray mechanical wandering about?
Maybe. What's it look like?
3 legs, conical body, wearing a worker's hat, woefully unsuited for combat.
Doesn't sound like something that should be wandering around a dangerous reserve.
Well, normally I'd be inclined to disagree with you. Betty's a big girl and can steer clear of danger, but it's been a little too long.
So instead of hunting wildlife, you're hunting mechanicals. Doesn't seem very fulfilling.
Oh, I ain't no hunter. At least not in the traditional sense. Wrenches always suited me better than firearms. A mechanical under my care up and wandered off, that's all. I gotta get her back before anyone notices that either of us are missing. The shopkeep says I should buy one of his rifles and go looking myself. But like my machine, I'm not combat inclined.
We can help her out, right? Won't take too long if we're on the job.
I know it's a pain, but I think I need some outside help. Job or no job, I'm not leaving Betty out in the wastes.
What kind of mechanical is your last charge?
Betty's just your standard tripod mechanical. Though she probably is still wearing my hat. Without it, she seems kind of naked. Her main purpose is cacao milking, but the only cacaos in the reserve are close. Without a directive, she shouldn't have had reason to wander away from the milking area.
Sounds like bad program parameters. Your mechanical might be chasing canids or worse.
That's what I was afraid of. You sound like you know your way around the mechanical mind.
I didn't think mechanicals could just wander off on their own.
I'm contractually obligated to inform you that slug mechanicals are not notoriously inclined to malfunction, and any rumors to the contrary are slander. But yeah, usually even slug machines don't get lost on their own, so I guess I'm to blame. Setting Betty's search parameters is my job. Must have added a 0 where I shouldn't have.
That don't usually happen by accident. I think she's trying to pull one over on us.
Oh, thank you for the insight, Parvati. Are you sure? Mechanicals malfunction, but all this feels a little unusual.
Hey, I ain't in the habit of intentionally losing company property. That'd be one hell of a violation. Besides, I'm rather fond of Betty. This is all just an unfortunate cycle of events. If you can help rectify it and get me my Betty back, I'll give you everything I got.
I'll keep my eye out for any suspicious mechanicals.
Hey, thanks so much. It would have been mighty lonely without her. Being unemployed, I mean. Be lonely being unemployed. If you find Betty, try sneaking up and hacking her. If you can't do that, finding a way to stop her current routines should send her back home.
Mildred Lennox, Betty, Hunter S. Legal. Hello.
Welcome to Hunter Legal's Legal Hunter Supplies. I am Hunter Legal. How might I help you today?
Interesting name your shop has.
I'm sure I don't know what you mean. It is a perfectly normal name for a shop dispensing hunter supplies.
Do you mean hunting supplies like the sign above your shop says?
No, these are supplies for hunters. Hunter supplies. It works either way. It works either way. Boy, damn it. I wish I thought to get that sign switched out when I changed my name.
What? Change your name? Is this really the best place for a shop?
Where better to sell hunter supplies than in the depths of the wilds, surrounded by creatures that are just waiting to devour you? I've got an excuse, but the Prophet and her retreat don't. And they're even farther out. Prophet said I should gift her some rifles to improve my aura or something. I told her what she could do with her aura. Haven't spoken to her since. But you look like you're smart enough to not make the decision that she'll invariably regret.
I'm investigating the murder of Halcyon Helen. Have you seen or heard anything unusual lately?
Unusual? This whole land complex is a failed wildlife exhibition turned hunting reserve. You can't go 10 feet without stepping in unusual. But I reckon you're asking about people unusual. I'd go have a chat with the Prophet of Profitability. Maybe she can intuit you in the right direction or something. But she is mighty far in the depths of the reserve. Perhaps you should purchase one of my fine armaments for the journey.
Let's see what you're selling.
Hunter supplies. Get your hunter supplies.
Already read this one. Every time I play, it's always sleepy time. What's wrong with me, man?
Real slick.
No, I mispressed, fucker. I mispressed. Ah. No, nothing. You saw nothing, Miss Lennox. Okay, laboratories clothing. So is she from RRNDD? No, wait. She's Slug, right? So she's not with Rizzo. Lawrence McLaughlin, Isabella Esari.
Sorry, but we're a little busy right now. I'm sure one of the other guides would be happy to give you a tour.
Lawrence, do you know who you're talking to? We always have time for the inspector.
Isabella Esari.
The inspector? That's you? I am so sorry. We didn't know what we were doing. We're so sorry. It'll never happen again.
This seems like a strange spot to loiter. What are you two doing?
No, Law. It's all over. I told you someone would catch on sooner or later, Belle.
Lawrence, let me do the talking here. Inspector, pay him no mind. I'm sure you've bigger saltuna to can than us.
You two hotel workers? Pretty far from the Grand Colonial. What did he mean by catch on?
Don't pay him any mind, Inspector. His upper story's a little gap-toothed, if you know what I mean. But seeing as you insist on sticking your... That is, since you're so curious, I'll fill you in on what we're doing. We, misplaced some people on our last tour. Misplaced them in the maws of some local predators. Now we're stuck here wondering how to get their room keys.
These guys. They let their guests into their deaths. What the fuck? You got your guests killed and all you care about are their room keys?
Hey, we all got our priorities. Not worrying about those keys ain't gonna bring their owners back from the dead. Anyway, the sooner we get those keys back, the sooner we can make it look like the ex-guests checked out early.
Give me one good reason. You're trying to cover up the deaths of the missing guests?
Wouldn't you? I mean, the dangers were all listed in fine print on the waivers they signed. Least they can do is not destroy our reputation when they get themselves killed. We knew sooner or later this was gonna happen. We've got some hush money tucked away. If you can get those keys for us, it's all yours.
Say I got you your keys. What's to stop me from telling your bosses what happened?
You kidding? You're welcome to.
Our bosses would want this situation resolved, just like us. We're the real victims here. The dead can't suffer anymore, but we can, and we will if we have to pay for all these lost keys.
Hold on, I want to say something else. You guys look like you need a break. I'll find those keys for you.
Did I just hear that right? The inspector is going to help us, Bill! Thank the stars!
We're not out of the woods yet. Let's just see what happens before we celebrate. We last saw the guests deeper in the wilderness, Inspector. That'd be a good place to look.
Try not to lose any more guests to wild beasts while I'm gone. I want to say something different.
Sorry, but...
Lauren.
Give me one good reason I shouldn't sell you out to the constabulary.
Here's one. We ain't done nothing illegal. The guests signed the proper waivers to come out here. Still, it'd be a pain for Slug if we don't make it look like they checked out too. Byzantines aren't always put off by paperwork alone, sadly.
We knew sooner or later this was gonna happen. We've got some hush money tucked away. Did I?
Hey there, you find us those keys? Hey there, you find us those keys?
Okay, so these guys are with slugs. Lost Little Milk Mac. Oh, okay. This is for Mildred Lennox, right?
Asshole!
What? What is this? What? I'm not used to using the Gatling gun. The recoil is too big. Okay. Wait, what?
Hey there, you find us. You got it.
Yep, the acid thrower is much more effective. That's Betty the Milk Mac. Okay, what is this place? No. Oh no! Wait, where is Betty? Wait. Did Betty die? Or did it go back to Mildred? Yeah, I guess it went back to Mildred.
No cacaos detected nearby. Returning to slug maintenance worker. No cacaos detected nearby. Returning to slug maintenance worker.
There is some kind of structure over here. Yep. What is this? Is this a landing pad? Or it used to be? No, someone used to make camp here. There's a spaceship. The fire is still lit. So, this is recent. Where are the people responsible for setting up camp here? Did they die? Wait, it's a crashed spaceship. Was it marauders? I'm not sure. Maybe some marauders crashed here and set up camp, but where are they? This color scheme, this is red, right? Oh no, it's not. I don't know. Sorry, girls. Okay, no one's here. Okay, another structure over here. Let's see. Can we go through here? No, we can't. Oh yeah, that's red. The color scheme, it looks like slug ship. I mean, yeah, the color scheme looks like Slug's uniform, so it could be a Slug ship. What happened here? I wonder. An abandoned facility? But the fire is still lit. Someone was here. Or some people were here. Ah! No, no, no! Oh, shit. No, no, no. Girls, help me. Help me. Okay. Shit. Yeah, I want to check out the structure on the map over here. Here. What is that? Rizzo's Hunter, huh?
Commander, you ever wonder why they put lights on our armor?
No, Trooper. What about these tubes poking out everywhere? No. Trooper, stop asking stupid questions.
Sorry, Commander.
There's a killer on the loose, Inspector. Step lively. I don't know what I'm doing out here. I'd rather be over at the cantina.
What are you guys doing here anyway? Hunter leader.
I could never work for Slug. They're not recognized by the board.
What are you guys doing here? Are you guys on vacation? Hunting here?
You don't know how grateful I am to the morale improvement program. It changed my life.
Oh, I'm not. I haven't reached the structure yet. It's to my right. Okay. Mantisaur.
Heading back.
Another abandoned place. What is this place? Can I enter the building at all? Clapper. Is there a tossball stick? Oh, Rizzo's crates. Rizzo's facility. What was it used for? This building. It looks like I can't enter it. Okay, since I'm already here, let's check out this structure over here, yeah? It's to the north. So over here, I guess. Okay, just straight ahead. Oh, scary. No wall, no fence. Ah, no! Damn it. Okay, I thought I'm crippled. I guess I'm not crippled. Oh, it is walled. It is walled. Cyrus Walgren. Hermit's cabin, what?
I don't know what it is you're looking for, stranger, but I reckon you better get. I've had about enough of you and your ilk coming by with your searching questions and expectant looks. I know you with those void-damned hunters, and I know what you want. Well, you ain't getting it.
What void-danged hunters are we talking about?
Like you don't know. That damn group of hunters that keeps coming by and hassling me. Nobody ever visits just because they want to gab with old Cyrus. No, they either want to poach me out of my land or poach me out of my best friend.
You mean the Rizzo's hunters? What is your problem with them? Poach you out of your best friend? Are they a tossball player or something?
No, Kelly ain't no tossballer, though. I reckon she could put the toughest players to shame. It's good having someone like that around.
Kelly.
She ain't the brightest bulb, but... can't say I'd have much reason sticking it out in this wilderness without her.
There are hunters giving you trouble?
Damn straight there are. Wish I could go show 'em what for, but... I'm old. And I gotta make sure I don't get Callie into no trouble. Two of us have lived on the reserve for years. Every so often, someone comes by trying to steal our land grant and evict us. We hold our own, but... it's mighty agitating.
Oh, so they have lived here for years. I wonder what were their jobs before this? Were they with slugs? Were they with Rizzos? Or were they people who came here from outside Eridanos and decided to just live here? Why not just leave?
And do what? Go back to Rizzo's? I
Oh.
defected years ago. Only thing to look forward to would be a summary execution. And I don't reckon Kelly'd have much interest either. Nope. Out here is where we're meant to be.
So they are former Rizzo's workers. By company's terms, they are deserters, okay? I can help you deal with those hunters.
Really? Oh, that's great news. Cal, you hear that? We're finally getting some help!
Wait, oh! Is this Cal? It's a primal. What the hell? Caliban. It's a fucking primal. Are you not worried that it might eat, that it might, you know, turn on you in the future?
Back for more, huh? I don't know how much I can offer you, stranger.
Where is this hunters?
Really?
They were here, right? Oh, over here maybe? Oh, recover room keys. No, that's not it. Wait, that conversation didn't give us a quest? Huh. Interesting. Caliban.
Okay, gone quiet.
No. Oh. So this is a primal's butt cheeks. That convo didn't give us any quest. So am I supposed to go back to the Rizzo's hunters now or something? Should I go back to the Rizzo's hunters?
Captain.
Oh.
Is that Primal trying to talk to us?
Hey, I think she likes you.
Oh. It was supposed to have a continuation. The dialogue. Is that a primal? What the heck is it doing here?
Oh, why, that's Callie. I raised her myself when she was wee, and I was one of the first zookeepers at what would have been the Rizzo's all-natural caged animal park. Since Slug took the land complex over and the park was scrapped, she's been my sole companion.
Oh.
Reckon Slug noticed. They figured this place safe enough to entrust me with the land grant for the reserve. Something about it being safer from corporate espionage.
So it used to be under Rizzo, then Slug took over. Is it because of the fine print in the contract that Cedric gave to Quinton? Oh, the Slug entrusted the land grant for the reserve with Cyrus Walgren. Ah, I think that's what the hunters were looking for. They want the land grant. But why would Slug entrusted the land grant to Cyrus Walgren? Why not Cedric Kincannon kept the land grant by his side in the most safe location, his headquarters? I don't understand. Is it because Cedric thought this place is much more safe than his own office? This is an odd situation, but I'm still inclined to help.
Wouldn't expect a stranger to do an unsolicited kindness to a standoffish old man. There's something else. I suspect you'll find the hunters that have been after me beyond the hills on the other side of the river from here. See if you can convince them not to poke around here.
I hope I can make them go away without fighting them. I don't want Aldervaris's reputation with Rizzo to plummet. I have a couple questions for you.
Alright, shoot.
Was it like spending your days with a primal?
A lot better than spending your days with a Canid, that's for certain. I'm happy out here, and I think Callie is too. Ain't that right, Callie?
Please, Rumble. Oh, it looks so scary. Oh! How long have you lived out here?
Oh, quite a few years at this point. It'd be since a couple years before the Rizzo's Slug Complex ownership switch. And after that, well, I ain't sure. It's been a while. And for the most part, it's on the quiet side. Just not when those damn hunters are out and about.
Okay, so I was wrong. Some time ago, I thought that parts of the complex owned by Rizzo and parts of the complex owned by Slug. But from what Cyrus was saying, it appears that Slug owns the whole complex. The whole Eridanos atmospheric complex. So that means if Rizzo operates here, they must pay, right? Like rent for the space they used. Yeah. Of course, Ludovico would be bitter and and hold a grudge. Kincannon duped him and took over the whole ownership of this Eridanos complex. Yeah, of course. I understand him. That's all. See you later. Okay. Back here then. Yeah, I hope we can talk no jutsu them.
Okay.
Yep, be right over.
Wait, what is that? I didn't notice this before. What is this? What? I was here before, but I didn't notice this tunnel. What the hell? Okay. Oh, Victoria Foxworth. So you're the leader of these hunters.
You don't look like one of my hunters. What are you doing here?
What happened to your eyes? Is it what they call A10? Are you perhaps hunting one Cyrus Walgren?
Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. What's your business with him? Or with me?
He sent me to kill you. Give me a reason why I shouldn't.
Certainly. I pay better.
You know, there is a sufficient reason. Please go on.
Your employer is an ex-Rizzo's employee who defected to Slug.
Oh.
He's currently in possession of a land grant that is rightfully ours. You cross him off and grab us that land grant, I'll see you rewarded. Handsomely.
I would like to negotiate. I'll give you the land grant, but I don't want to harm Cyrus Walgreen. How about that? But giving the giving Rizzo the land grant for the wilderness exploitation reserve would shake things up between Rizzo and Slug, right? I think it's more interesting for that to happen than what the current situation is. I mean, I'm sure there will be opportunities when two corporations butting heads. More opportunities for Aldervaris as a freelancer. Maybe. Works for me. But do I really want to kill Cyrus Walgren? Can I just get you the land grant and leave Cyrus alone? Let me try. Works for me.
Excellent. I'm glad we could reach an agreement.
Oh, locate the land grant so I don't have to kill Cyrus. Nice.
You return. I hope you bring news.
I don't think I ever asked, what's your problem with this old man?
You mean you don't know the story? This atmospheric complex was first annexed by Rizzo's. We'd planned a lovely wildlife-themed attraction to be built here. Alas. Due to some backhanded and admittedly shrewd legal footwork on Slug's part, Rizzo's ownership of the complex was lost. Now we rent it from Slug. I seek only to have what was stolen returned to us.
Oh wait, so the land grant is for the whole complex, not just the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. Wow, this is huge. This is big. I'll be back. Okay, what would be better for Aldervaris? The ownership of EAC remains with Slug, or transfer to Rizzo? Which one is better for Aldervaris? I wonder. I'll not ask for guests. Okay. This is for Isabella Esari and Lawrence McLaughlin.
All right.
Wow.
Be right there.
I thought they were going to attack the girls. Where is the other Khanid that launched on me? Oh. Dead hotel guest. Spectrum Brown. Dead hotel guest keycard. A room keycard from the Grand Colonial Hotel. It belonged to a guest who died during a wilderness visit. Okay. Locate land grant. I hope I can do this without hurting Cyrus Walgren. Wait, what would be better for Aldervaris? Letting EAC ownership remains with Slug or transfer it to Rizzo? Which one will be better for Aldervaris? Okay, so Cedric in canon said he wants to use the EAC as a way for Sublight to show the board that they are serious about being legal. They are eyeing for a seat on the board, right? Okay, so the question now is, which one would be better for Aldervaris? Sublight earning a seat on the board, or Sublight remain unrecognized by the board? Which one would be better for Aldervaris? I wonder. In my opinion, hold on.
No problem. I'll head over. Coming back.
In my opinion, whether Sublight earns a seat on the board or not makes no difference for Aldervaris. Right? So that particular matter is out of the equation. Now, what would benefit Aldervaris more, helping Foxworth or helping Cyrus Walgreen? I'm assuming Rizzo's is a corporation, so they must have deep pockets. I think it would be beneficial for Aldervaris to build a good rapport with Rizzo. With good rapport with Rizzo, Aldervaris opens up opportunities for future employment, for future contracts from Rizzo. And since they are a corporation, I assume they will pay better than what Cyrus Walgreen would pay us to help him, right? And also, helping Cyrus doesn't have the opportunity for future contracts, but helping Rizzo will give Aldervaris the possibility of earning or acquiring future contracts because she built a good rapport with Rizzo. So I think I'm gonna help Rizzo then. But I hope I can do this without killing Cyrus, because I don't think Aldervaris' personality would allow me to make the decision to kill Cyrus. She's a good girl at heart, a nice girl, sometimes naive. So I don't think she would agree to kill Cyrus. So now the question is, will Aldervaris be able to acquire the land grant without killing Cyrus? There's a question. If yes, we're helping Rizzo. If not, then we're helping Cyrus. Where is that giant baboon? Okay, it's not here.
I'll keep it down.
I can't pickpocket him. Damn it! Why? I can't pickpocket him. I was ready to pickpocket him. No, why? Oh well.
What is it? Something in my teeth?
Why don't you start off by handing over that land grant of yours?
Ah, I knew it! You'd quit asking if
Please,
you know it's
please,
good for you.
please don't. I don't want to fight. Relax. I'm sure we can come to some kind of an agreement here.
Ha! Think me a blame fool? I know a corporate greaser when I see one. You people only understand one thing. Force. Well, I sure...
No. I don't want to fight. Please.
Carl! Come here!
No, please.
Captain. Is that Primal trying to talk to us?
Now, what is it you were saying?
Okay, I can talk no jutsu, Cyrus Walgren, okay. Give me the land grant and I'll tell the hunters you died. No one will bother you anymore.
Oh, sure, it'll be fine until the zoners come looking for somewhere to put a new candy refinery and find an old man and his primal squatting on their land. Oh, hell. I can see when I'm beat. Fine, then. I just hope that whoever ends up in control of the reserve takes a while divvying things up. I guess the grant to the land complex is yours, stranger. And I guess our business is complete.
I mean, you can come with us on the Unreliable. We can transport you and Kali to a different planet where you two can live in nature. How about Roseway Garden? Auntie Cleo has abandoned that region, right? Largely. So maybe you can stay there. Or maybe you can stay in Emerald Vale. Yeah, you can stay in Emerald Vale. Sure, Spacer's Choice is there, but there's also the Botanical Labs community. You can make friends with them. That's what I would say. I mean, that what Aldervaris would offer to Cyrus. But it seems the game doesn't allow her to offer that. So, oh well.
Well, I reckon it could have gone worse. Probably. Well, I reckon it...
Wilderness Exploitation Reserve Land Grant. Oh, I was wrong. I thought the land grant is for the whole complex. It turns out this is just for the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve, not the whole complex. The way Victoria talked about it, she made it sound like the land grant is for the whole complex, not just the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve land. So with this land grant in possession of Rizzo is one step closer in ousting Slug, I guess, from EAC. This document grants the Wilder ownership litigation rights to the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. It appears to be written in blood. How thematic. Okay, so with this grant, I assume Rizzo will move their office. I think with this grant, Rizzo will move their orchards. They will move their orchards and our R&D facility from the other island to this island. I assume Rizzo, up until now, Rizzo has to pay Slug for operating their orchards and their laboratory, because the whole complex is owned by Slug. But with this grant, they can move their laboratory and their orchards to the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. And since they have the land grant, they don't have to pay Slug any rent money. I see. Victoria Foxworth. No! I'll try to jump up there, okay.
my armor. Well, that's because you ate a whole pack of cysty bits and slept in your suit. What'd you expect?
You know I don't like the cold, and it's not my fault they made this get-up so snug.
Either you scrub off in that stream right now, or I'll mark you down for a hygiene violation.
Hygiene violation.
You return. I hope you bring news.
I've reasoned with the old man. He shouldn't trouble you anymore.
Oh, thank the law. And you brought the land deed. To say you were more capable than the hunters I hired would be a vast understatement. I hope there were no complications.
Man had a giant primal guarding him. Interesting that you forgot to mention that.
A giant primal? As a guard? Please don't make me laugh. No one tames primals, let alone senile old men.
But there really was a giant primal, you gotta believe me.
I'm sure there was, sweetie. Rizzo's thanks you for your efforts to allow us to regain what is rightfully ours. Here is your reward. Thanks again for all your help.
I don't know why, but she exudes this energy that makes me want to fuck her. I mean Victoria Foxworth. I mean Ellie's fine too. But she's a teammate, right? You don't shit where you eat. Not just her, I guess Lilia Hagens as well. And Anna Summers, wow. What was I thinking? Fucking pervert. Let's move on. What about Catherine Malin? Nah, she's too butch for my taste. Isabella Esari as well. Who else?
Hey, I almost can't believe it. Betty found her way back. Here I was thinking I'd never see her again.
One malfunctioning mechanical as promised. She was trying to milk canids.
Oh, Betty, you big goof! What were you thinking in that little metal noggin of yours? You nearly worried me to death. And ain't you just the most reliable freelancer in the colony? Let me just take a look at Betty here and we'll talk about payment. Yep, that's right. Her parameters for movement and target acquisition are a mess. I'll bring her back to the garage and get her sorted out. Since Betty's back safe and sound, I'll be sure to let my coworkers know that you're a good one. Here's some money for your effort. Least I can do to show my thanks.
If you don't want your supervisor learning about your screw-up, I'll need more.
I guess this is what I get for hiring on the first person who'd listen to me out here. This is all I have on me. Now I guess I better go before you ask for more.
I'm sorry, I feel bad about that. But Aldervaris is a freelancer. She needs money to operate, you know?
Thanks again. This all means a whole lot to me. Thanks again. This all means a whole lot to me.
Moo. Huh? Oh, Byzantium tourist. careful, ma'am.
You know, I never imagined Spencer Woolrich would outlive Halcyon Helen.
Another abandoned place. So I'm assuming these structures belong to Rizzo before Slug took over, right? What are these derailed trucks? More tourists.
You want to stay safe? Head back into the hotel.
Oh, this guy's guiding this tourist.
I can't believe Helen's gone. We're never going to get a sequel to Terror on Monarch.
Oh, shit. Oh shit, I got hit by the projectile. Shit. Oh, shit. I forgot about the lunge. Can't get too close. Okay, here we go. Damn it. I'm not gonna search all the boxes again.
Okay.
Oh, I got hit. How? How come? Got hit again. What the fuck? This isn't good. Run!
Stay right there.
The poison, I think, yeah. How to dodge the fucking projectile? I have to run, I think. Run left and right.
I'm going.
Leather boa.
I'm going.
Oh! One dead. I got too close. Where's the other one? Oh, okay. That thing blocked the projectile. Okay. Nice. Ah, no. No, don't die from the poison, please. Damn it. Okay. Another try. Another attempt. Let's go.
No can do.
I'm going.
Yes. Oh. No, girls, what are you doing? Get over there. What the fuck?
I'm going.
Get the fuck away from me. Oh! Don't launch at me! Come here, boy. Oh! It's charging me. Oh, shit. Okay. Need to find Adreno.
Coming your way.
I think there are some Adrenos in the boxes in the previous location. What is it? I saw some Adreno. Was it up there? Maybe. No, not here. Where was it? Ah, there it is. Grand Colonial Hotel. Oh, I don't want to fall. Yeah, I thought this is a graveyard. I mean a gravestone. Dead hotel guest.
I'm going. Be right there.
Oh, Byzantium tour guide, okay.
Sure.
Be right there.
Last words of Howard A. Kinsella. Though my wounds are fatal, I, as a Byzantine, must face my death with the same dignity with which I lived my life. I hereby enclose the events leading to my demise. A tragic turn of fate separated me from my guides. The duo fled as our party encountered a single Raptidon, the cowards. Oh, the guides fled, leaving the guests. Okay. I, however, drew my rifle and felled the beast, but not before it sank its teeth into my flesh. I imagine I must have been the finest thing it had ever tasted in this wretched place. Okay? Perhaps my guides will find me before I pass, though I doubt those simpletons could find their way out of a cardboard box. I believe their names were Larry and Bell, or something similarly mundane. Isabella Esari and Lawrence McLaughlin. That's so far removed from Larry and Bell. Well, except for Bell, I think. To whoever finds this, please carry out my final wish. Pass on my rating of 1 out of 5 stars to the Grand Colonial. Guides were very unhelpful. Sincerely, Howard A. Kinsella. I'll do that. Don't worry. Just need to find how to give the rating. On what website or on which application. Who are these people? Oh, slugs.
You're the adjutant's favorite gun, right? Wow. How'd they convince you to help us
Oh,
out?
tourists. Slug guard. Yeah, these guides are armed, right? Unlike those two, Lawrence McLaughlin and Isabella Esari. Maybe those two offered their guide service, but they're not supposed to be guides, because all the sublight guides I've seen so far in this place, they're all armored and carry weapons, unlike Lawrence and Isabella. Maybe they want some money on the side, so they offer their guide service, but not qualified to do so. And maybe they offered it at a lower price.
Mr. Kincannon really knows how to run a hotel.
Okay. Oh.
Sure.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. There's a Colossus. Oh, shit. I got hit by the poison. I'm dead. I'm dead by the poison. Oh, I'm still alive. Good. I'm alive, damn it. And these guys didn't help me at all. What the fuck?
Headed back.
Okay, I need Adreno. I need it really bad. I hope I'll find somewhere around here. I don't know.
Be right there.
Yeah, just one hit and I'm dead. Okay. I've finished the previous battle, so I'll save here. Wait, I can't save. Oh, because of the battle? I'm in combat maybe? Yeah. Okay, now it's saved. Is underground a new type of enemy? New type of Raptidon, maybe. What is that? Huh? Rollicking Hills? Canid. Rollicking Hills. Okay. I need to find Adreno. So this is where the Prophet of Profitability's retreat is located, yeah? Okay. Abandoned resource bunker, okay. Seminar. Nice.
Status report. 13 jobs scheduled for area maintenance.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Where? Oh, over there? Oh, there are multiple. Okay. A semi-recent set of tracks in the dirt stands out from the dead leaves and those made by passing creatures.
Identifying human footprints leading out into the wilderness. It is unusual for productivity disciples to wander more than a few feet from the camp.
Got any idea who made them?
Scanning. Checking database of shoe sizes and height-weight ratios. Judging by footprint depressions and shoe size, these prints were either made by the Prophet of Profitability or Adjutant Sophia Akande.
Sophia Akande.
Recalibrating. These footprints were made by the Prophet of Profitability.
Error? Wait. Is there a program to cross out Sophia Akande's name? Huh. Interesting. Is Sofia Akande a participant in the Prophet's seminar, maybe?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Detected additional tracks belonging to the Prophet of Profitability.
You remember there's Adreno here?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Wait, this rock is split in half. Huh. What was this rock before it got split in half? I wonder.
Detected additional tracks belonging to the Prophet of Profitability.
It's a spitter.
Professional. On my way.
Okay, so the rock was split. Then these structures were erected to keep it standing straight. Interesting. What was inside the rock? The split rock.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Ah, hold on. More structures. Hello, interesting. Hold on. There's a footprint of a body.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Additional tracks belonging to the Prophet of Profitability.
Yep, this is a body print.
Timeline discrepancy detected
Yep,
nearby.
I saw it.
Judging by the shape of this indentation in the dirt, a person of medium height and build laid here for a number of hours, scanning for other details. Only additional signs of disturbance are a few marks in the dirt.
Am I imagining things? Or does it seem like whoever was dumped here got up?
No sign of struggle or evidence of wildlife consumption of body. Suspected likelihood of user correctness, 86%.
Strange, let's keep this in mind. So someone was dumped here, but not dead, and then that person got up. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so there are more structures over there. Let's check it out. I saw a Raptidon on the assault rifle scope. Yep. How many are there? 2? No, Spitter. Kill the Spitter first. Oh, I'm circling back here. Okay, never mind. Who was that, I wonder? Feral? Huh? Feral forest. Pseudo-feral forest. Oh, Mantisaur. Damn it. Pseudo-feral forest. And there's a Mantisaur. Colossus. It was over here. Oh, carnage.
Sure. Coming.
What is this place? Candy Canyons. Wait. What is this place? Candy Canyons. Oh. Structures to the left. This was the rail trucks, right? I think so. There should be a tourist and a guide. Yep. Yep. Candy Canyons. What's over here? In Candy Canyons, I mean. It's going back to the group tourists, right?
Incoming. Can't do that.
Ah! Fuck you! I got hit. What? Okay.
Heading back.
Candy Canyons. What's over here, I wonder? Okay. Oh, yeah, back to the group tourists. What am I doing here again? Candy Canyon, pseudo-feral forest, and to the left leads me to this leads to Cyrus Walgreen, right? Another tour group. Oh, only one tourist, never mind. That's Cyrus Walgreen's place, I think. Oh no, it's not. What is that?
I'm going.
On my way.
Oh, is it a terraformer? Yeah, I think so. An abandoned terraformer. Wait, no, it's a digger. It's an excavator, I think.
Sure.
Make him regret it.
There's more? Okay.
Heading back.
Is there nothing valuable here? Nothing. So this is either an excavator or a terraformer. I think it's a digger, right? An excavator. Because the terraformer back in Scylla is so huge, much bigger than this one. What about the structure over here? This small structure. Hold on. This structure over here. Wait. Okay, this leads to Cyrus Walgreen. Okay. Never mind that. Let's go here. To my right. Oh, here it is. So this is it. On the map. Okay. Another rail truck. Or transporter or whatever you want to call them. Oops.
I'm going.
Mantisaur? Hunter! Primals! No! Shit.
Be right there.
Wow. These guys are dangerous.
Nice work.
Yeah, the recoil is so big.
Hey there. You find us those keys?
Why would I lie to them? It's no use. Killing them won't bring the guests back, and it's not like the guests who died were important to Aldervaris for her to desire an emotional objective of killing these two. I have them right here.
That's all of them. You're a lifesaver and a half, Inspector. Lawrence, you got the bits?
Let's see, which pocket did I... Oh, they're in my hand. Here you are, Inspector. We'll make sure to put in a good word with our friends, too. I can't wait to put this behind us.
What are you going to do now?
We'll wait here a little longer and start clearing out their rooms when the shift changes. Not sure what we'll do with their belongings.
Lawrence, we talked about this, remember? What belongings? Anyhow, thanks again, Inspector. Good luck with your investigation. Stay safe out there, Inspector.
Thanks again.
Stay safe out there, Inspector.
Thanks again.
Okay, let's circle the complex, I mean the building, first. Case the joint, etc. Wait, what is that? Another structure I haven't seen before.
Okay.
No! It got close, how? Oh, a cave? Wait, I can enter from the front? Or from the cave?
Wonder what they use this bunker for.
Virgil Henderson, who is this? Another deserter? Like Cyrus Walgreen, perhaps? Virgil Henderson. Hold on. Okay, let's talk.
What is this? Another soul willing to brave the dangers of the wilderness? How thrilling to find my paramour out here in the wilds. Virgil Henderson at your service. Board surprise auditor and 5th finest shot this side of Halcyon. Delighted to meet you.
5th finest shot. Are you a hotel guest or in the reserve? Where are your guards?
Guards? Don't make me laugh. How could I conduct surprise audits with an entourage of companions? I considered establishing a base of operations at the hotel, but feared someone would spot me. Discretion is extremely important for one such as myself.
Oh, he's a secret
Conduct a surprise
inspector.
audit of the local holy caves, Rizzo's lone leased property in the reserve. It is rather notedly empty. Worse,
Holy
it seems
caves.
the evacuation occurred without anyone filing the proper emergency paperwork. Tut tut.
I remember the holy caves. I think it was in the note. Back in our R&DD building, made by Dr. Blossom, they first found the parasite on a canid or on a sprat inside the holy caves. So was that the entrance to the holy caves that I saw earlier? The source of the parasites? If there aren't any resource personnel in the caves, how are you going to audit them?
All Rizzo's facilities require consistent logging of work conditions. I suspect there will be information regarding the bunker during its prime, should I look into the right places. With all this in mind, there is a small issue. I actually conducted an investigation of this facility several years ago. Since my biometric data might still be registered, it's possible that my entering the facility would not be legally classified a surprise. It's a puzzle, to be sure.
Why does it matter if it's legally a surprise, if no one's in the bunker to be surprised?
I may be a dashing, gunslinging space auditor, but even I know better than to question protocol. The more order there is, the less suffering. It's basic science. Suffice it to say, it doesn't behoove one of Halcyon's most prolific auditors to try to bend the rules when he thinks no one's looking. Because, my friend, someone's always looking.
I might be able to go in and conduct your investigation for you, for a price.
An uncertain suggestion. There are no shortage of legal loopholes for freelance work, but I fear setting my work on the shoulders of someone I've never met before. I may be able to hire you, but let me ask you a question to see if you're fit to represent me first. How much do you know about free market economics?
I know that, as a freelancer, I'm more cost-effective than dying.
That's a sufficient amount of market knowledge indeed. I knew you were the right person for the job. Head into the holy caves and see what you can find. Keep your eyes open for journals, terminals, datapads, anything that might contain info about the operation. I'm counting on you.
Okay.
Excellent to see you again, my friend. Hope you've been keeping your head high.
I'm still looking for more info on the holy caves.
Worry not on taking your time. I can more than handle anything the Reserve might attempt to hurl my way. The associated paperwork, however, could be more daunting.
So where is this holy cave? The Caves of Zeal. Oh, the same location to the Prophet's quest. Okay. Okay. Let's enter from the front. Fast travel location, Holy Caves.
I'm going.
All right. Sure.
Whose camp is this? It's not on the map. Oh no, oh shit. Oh shit.
On my way.
You gotta teach me that.
No. Exploration Authority suit, huh? What is that? Exploration Authority suit. This electrocharge surface self-patching. Electrocharge surface. Augmented reinforcement armor rating +3. This durable armor type often outlasts multiple wearers, just disregard the blood stains.
Sure.
On my way! Don't mess with us!
Workbench discovered where? What is it? To my left? Oh, am I stealing? Okay.
Okay, nobody needs this many candles.
Penitent disciple, okay. So where is the workbench? Oh, in this room. Prophet of Profitability, Private Meditation Terminal. Welcome. If you are in search of a seminar, please speak to the Prophet of Profitability directly. The messages on this terminal are private. Should you read them, your humors may be thrown off balance. Is your curiosity worth the loss of profits? View messages. Private messages. From Ruth Bellamy. Prophet, I've talked with my agents and they've told me that what I said about your seminars, not taking them, actually lost you about 30% of your revenue. for the next 3 months, with future losses projected. When I said I wasn't much interested in attending, I didn't really realize that it'd hit you quite as hard as it did. Guess that's the price of stardom. Everyone listens a little extra to everything you said. I'm hoping if you've got space, that I might be able to attend one of your sessions today as a means of apologizing. I know that notice is short, but I'm hoping you can fit me in without too much inconvenience. Ruth Bellamy. Okay, so she's trying to make peace with the Prophet. Lee Whitaker? Hey Prophet, Whitaker here. Wanted to ask how that mix of herbs I sent you has worked out. I was skeptical at first about using them for meditation purposes, but heck, what do I know about productivity? That said, be sure to remember what I told you. Don't cut the herbs asymmetrically. Hampers the texture. Don't leave them out in the sun, and for the law's sake, make sure you keep the smoke doses small. Last thing you want is to accidentally send somebody into a coma, or worse, kill them. Be smart, Whitaker. From your devoted attendees. Prophet, the other attendees of Tripling Profits through Transcendentalism and I have reconvened, and we're all in agreement. Your seminars are simply top-notch. We've seen a 0.5% increase in each of our businesses in total profit since we attended your seminar together. Of course, with the price of materials, shipping and other costs involved, it boils down to more of a 0.1% increase, but an increase is an increase. If you ever decide to visit the Grand Colonial, you simply must let us purchase you a round of drinks. Thanks to you, we certainly have the bits for it. It still rings in my mind when Bertie reluctantly talked about a friend of him, and he called the friend she, so it's a woman. I'm still curious, who is this woman? Could it be the Prophet of Profitability?
Gotta keep going. I can feel my inner negativity seeping out of me. Breathe deep the fumes of revelation.
Oh, is he running running laps? Okay, good luck. Penitent disciple.
By concentrating on profit, I can invite wealth into my life.
Of course, that's common sense, right?
The Prophet of Profitability has changed my life. Her seminars are worth every bit. The Prophet's treatments are intense. I nearly collapsed during the last session.
What did you roll your eyes up to?
By imagining wealth, I can evoke prosperity out of the universe. Aren't you the Adjutant's special agent? Goodness! Are we going to see Sophia Akande herself at this retreat? I'm going to absolutely murder the next quarterly report. I'm going to absolutely murder the next quarterly report.
Okay. Murder the next quarterly report.
The Prophet's treatments are intense. I nearly collapsed during the last session.
Her tongue's that good, yeah?
By concentrating on profit, I can invite wealth into my life.
Alia Mason. Who is this? Oh, there's a Prophet.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Where is it?
Analysis suggests this to be a variety of herbs. herbs have been uniformly treated with a pungent chemical mix. Warning: ingesting, smoking, or inserting non-corporation sanctioned substances into your ears may be harmful to your health.
Burning these would generate some pretty toxic smoke.
Side effects from extended exposure include dizziness, nausea, and unconsciousness. Additional likelihood of organ shutdown and or death.
Wow, this is dangerous. Taste the herbs. Though the dry herbs are difficult to chew, the flavor is less bitter than you would have expected. It's woodsy, like trippy with a singed aftertaste. It's actually slightly better tasting than your average can of saltuna, though so are most boots.
Hypothesizing potential side effects from herb consumption. Most likely outcome: decapitation. Slight possibility of calculation error.
You call it slight. Discrepancy amplifier. How would this most likely be used?
Prior analysis suggests these herbs reach peak effectiveness when users burn them and inhale the resulting smoke. Whether or not this increased effectiveness is good for an afflicted individual has yet to be determined.
Can you analyze the chemical these herbs are treated with?
Analyzing. Complete. Substance appears to be a mix of industrial solvents and various essential oils. Substances include woolly cow dander remover, sprat oil, and starship surface wax.
What? Alright, make a note of it and let's move on. The Dissident Queen, Chapter 1. Halcyon Helen battles a lingering foe in a seedy bar. Halcyon Helen and Typhon Tim spoke in quiet tones about their next course of action, their voices soft beneath the din of the bar. The duo had just finished the last of the paperwork on Helen's latest job. Feeling precise reports always raised her spirits. The trails led us here, and I suspect it will lead us no farther. Soon we will find the source of the Dissident's monsters, said Helen, a characteristic grin on her face. Let's hope your hunch is correct, Tim murmured, for I suspect their agents will not be far behind us. As if brought on by Tim's supposition, a frightful voice suddenly thundered throughout the room. Near the door loomed a giant and blood-stained man, looking for all his worth like he had fought his way through a Mantiquene's den. It was Maximilian Mercer, well-feared dissident stooge, and he held two Spacer's Choice light pistols in his greasy hands. Is this story sponsored by Spacer's Choice? No. Oh. Okay, let's talk with Alia Mason.
Hello. Welcome to the Prophet of Profitability's Private Prosperity Retreat. Stay positive, and soon all your humors will be balanced. Least, that's what I keep telling myself. Anyway, I'm Aliyah Mason. I work as the Prophet's right-hand woman. What can I do for you?
The seminar participants are all business owners, right? They're rich people. I'm surprised for a gathering of rich people, they didn't hire any guards. There should be guards everywhere, outside and inside the building, but they're nowhere to be seen. What can you tell me about the retreat?
If you felt imbalanced and unproductive, linger in your malaise no longer. We have all the amenities and practices for calming the ill humors strangling your potential. Sit for hours in our sweat house and sweat them out, or stand amidst burning coals and feel your productive inhibitions burn away. And remember, think positive. Positivity equals productivity equals profitability.
Do you know the Prophet well?
Of course, I've been studying under her for years. I know each of her techniques more or less by heart, and even have some variations of my own, such as the quintuple daily stomach purges. She's promised me that I'd be allowed to open my own branch of the retreat someday soon. Of course, I've been waiting on someday soon for coming up on 4 years now. I'm sure it's gonna happen anytime now.
For a positivity disciple, you sound a little less than enthused.
Oh, terribly sorry if I gave you that impression. I had a cramp. It's better now.
You liar.
I mean, it might be nice if I had a little inclination of whether the Prophet appreciated all the cooking and cleaning and hours of meditation I do on a daily basis. But whatever she thinks isn't for me to question. I'll do my best to be more chipper.
Maybe you should use the parasite. What is, I forgot, what was the name Rizzo applied to the parasites? Giganteus eridanus, something like that. I was hired to look into Halcyon Helen's murder. I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Oh my. Yes, this is important enough for me to delay my bi-hourly self-flagellation. Ask away.
Bi-hourly. The Prophet had some kind of feud with Halcyon Helen, right?
Yes, the circumstances there are quite unfortunate. For a time, the Prophet was completely despondent. Even the hot coal walks weren't buoying her spirits as they usually do. However, we recently had a high-profile visitor whose presence seemed to alleviate whatever the Prophet's fears were.
Huh? Who was it?
I'm actually not entirely certain. It was a surreptitious visit that stood out because it was surreptitious. Whoever it was must have paid the Prophet quite a lot to keep things quiet. At least that's the only reason I can think of for intentionally keeping things so hush-hush.
Spencer Woolrich?
Oh, you must have misheard me. I said high profile, not had profile. Mr. Woolrich comes by much too often to be worth mentioning.
Okay. Alright then.
We tend to treat all guests equally, so the fact that we were supposed to pay that visitor less attention was a little strange.
Have you noticed any unusual behavior in the retreat lately?
Well, by and large, no. But something rather odd did happen regarding the Prophet recently. A few hours after our high-profile visitor arrived a couple of days ago, the Prophet asked me to take over sessions for the remainder of the day. At first, I was excited. Thought it was my chance to show her what I could do in charge. But then I saw that she was deeply worried about something. No one saw her until the next day.
Interesting. Where were you at the time of the murder?
I was here at the retreat in the company of the other disciples and clients. I rarely have more than a few minutes of alone time. Which is fine, of course. I do what I do in the service of the Prophet, who will, I'm sure, reward me for my sacrifice. Eventually.
Eventually. That's all for now.
Certainly.
Goodbye.
Actually, before you go, I want to report something suspicious. I noticed the Prophet dragging something, a bundle, away from the retreat after that high-profile guest arrived. Normally, I'm the one who does her laundry, so it was strange. Especially because whatever she was dragging seemed oddly human-shaped.
Oh, it could be the person that got dumped outside, but the person was not dead and got up. What happened actually? You're sure it was a body?
I think so. Had the right size and shape.
Couldn't you have brought this information forward a little earlier?
I could have, but I generally don't have the time or energy to leave the reserve to contact anyone. Plus, there's always the possibility that I'm mistaken. The Prophet hasn't been herself lately, but if I misinterpreted the situation and reported her improperly, I'd ruin my chances for opening my own wing of the retreat.
I'll look into it. Okay. Hold on. What's in this room? This part of the building, I mean.
I'll keep it down.
Penitent disciple. Okay, multiple beds. Oh no, 3 beds, okay. 3 beds, 1 shower. Wait, why would you store a skull in the refrigerator? I don't understand. Two beds, but no shower, only toilet. Huh, interesting. Lots of skulls. Wait, someone lit a fire indoor.
What do you think you're
Oh,
doing?
I'm sorry. Bribe.
It's been a pleasure.
So this is the kitchen, okay.
By imagining wealth, I can evoke prosperity out of the universe.
Prophet disciple daily schedule. 5 awaken. 5 to 12 praise the prophet, listen to the prophet. 12 to 2 sweat house meditation. 2 to 2 and 2 minutes lunch. Only 2 minutes lunch. What the hell? 202 to 400 hot cold training. 400 to 500 stomach purging. 500 to 502 dinner. Only 2 minutes for eating. Wow. 2 minutes to 600 stomach purging. 600 to 800 medical attention. 800 to 1000 clean the retreat. 1000 to 1200 beatings by prophet. Beatings? You mean physical beatings? 1200 to 1201 minute free time. Only 1 minute free time. 1201 to 200 disciples choice, self-flagellation or meditation on productivity, followed by no food next day. 200 sleep. The schedule is so tight, super tight. How many days are they planning to do this retreat?
Nice going.
No.
Fruitful and productive welcome, sister. I had a feeling you would visit me. I offer a wide variety of productivity seminars. I hope you'll consider taking one. But I should remember my manners. To what do I owe the pleasure of the Special Inspector's arrival?
How did you know I was an inspector?
My disciples come to and from the Grand Colonial, bringing supplies and information. Knowing what happens at the hotel affects my livelihood, after all. With that said, I'd love to involve you in one of my productivity seminars. We should clear you of all those nasty, nasty humors hampering your potential.
I get the feeling humorous, the term humorous in this context does not mean comedy. It's something else. Humorous? I don't think I understand.
As science has taught us, the body is made up of two things, flesh and humors. These humors are semi-fluids that, when improperly balanced, may cause you to function inadequately. By signing up for my seminars, you can balance these humors for only mildly inordinate and repeat payments. Cancellation is subject to repercussions.
And what are the repercussions for cancellation? Oh, okay, that's a question. What kind of repercussions?
Nothing you need concern yourself with, sister. It's all in the contracts. But of course, no one need subject themselves to such repercussions if they don't cancel. Regardless, can I interest you in a seminar?
You mean as long as they don't cancel during the retreat or cancel for the rest of their lifetime? You know, I've been feeling like my potential is hampered lately. What do you offer?
We offer a wide variety of seminars for all your corporate needs. Employees not working hard enough? Employees dying too often? It's most likely your managerial humors. And of course, seminars for balancing the energies of your business offices. Interior decorating is much more important for success than many would believe.
Interior decoration? Okay.
Oh, interesting to you. Might I interest you in the first 82 words of our most popular seminar's introduction? Free of charge.
I'm interested in the interior design. Free, sure, I'll hear it.
Byzantines live lives fraught with competition. And that competition can be immensely stressful. You must, first of all, find a way to balance your thinking. Think not of bits lost, but of those you have yet to gain. After all, peace leads to productivity, and productivity leads to profit. Though thought alone won't balance you. We have a strict regimen to promote humor clearing. Session attendees stand on burning coals, sit
Wow.
for hours in our productivity smokehouse, and of course, fast throughout.
So, in order to be productive, I need to suffer.
Precisely. The barriers within yourself will break down as your skin sweats and blisters, giving the evil humors the proper space to escape. It's my patented method.
You've got some interesting herbs in here.
I'm pleased that you noticed. Excellent eye, sister. The compound they're treated with is my own invention, designed to unlock an individual's true productive potential when burned. I can't say any more. Trade secrets, you know.
They seem toxic enough to potentially kill someone.
None of my clients have ever complained, so I'm sure they're perfectly safe. Is there anything else?
Someone said they saw you dragging a human-shaped lump into your yurt.
Who said that? I'll be sure to give them a special seminar on not needlessly implicating the person who puts food on their table. It was a bundle of clothing, sister. Even productivity geniuses need to do laundry from time to time.
The quicker I get the truth, the faster I can leave you alone.
Yes. I suppose the more quickly we get off this subject, the better. I had a visitor, yes. But as it turned out, some of my productivity techniques were too much for them. I had to drag them out by hand. But their peers came and collected them shortly thereafter. I'm sure whichever attendee it was is perfectly safe now. It was...
It's tough to get blood out of clothes. Answer me before I show you just how tough.
Perhaps it wasn't clothes, after all. I had a visitor, yes, but their peer...
And who was this visitor? Yet the herbs I found in here hint at a visitor. What are you hiding?
I don't know why you seem to suggest I don't get others here, sister. Customers are my lifeblood. I had a visitor, yes, but as it turned out, some of my
The dirt imprint that I found outside suggests a heavier load being dragged, like a body.
I'd say that I have a lot of clothing, but I think you already know that we prophets only have a moderate amount of worldly possessions. I had a visitor, yes, but as it turned out,
Who was this person, though? If you say so.
I do indeed.
You said you had no further interaction with Helen before her death, right?
Yes, that's correct. She made it clear that my seminars were of no interest to her.
I saw the message from Helen on your terminal about attending a session.
Well, I suppose that does complicate things. Whatever the case, I didn't care to mention Helen's change in decision because she never showed up. I don't see how it matters.
I followed your trail to where you dumped something in the wilderness.
Oh, really? What did you find there? What did I dump?
There was nothing there, but by its proportions, I'd say a body.
Clever work, Inspector. It seems even I can't slide my way out of the trap you've so intricately weaved. I admit it. I killed Helen. By mistake. Helen changed her mind and wanted to attend one of my sessions. I, knowing the importance of the seminar, desired to truly galvanize her, though not to stop her heart. So when it came time, I chose to double Helen's dosage of productivity-enhancing herbs. I left her to meditate, and when I returned, she was dead. After that, I entered a less than coherent state. One of my disciples, it seems, witnessed me as I dragged Helen's body out into the wilderness.
You're sure Helen was dead?
I'm no medical professional, but that certainly seemed the case. Usually my customers at least writhe or mumble after a session. My productivity-enhancing herbs typically do induce sluggishness, but I suppose they must have been enough to do her in if her constitution was truly that weak.
Did you shoot the body at any time?
Laws, no. I hate guns. If I ever wanted to kill someone on purpose, I would have used a blunt weapon. Nothing quite like clubbing someone over the head.
Wait. Is this true, or is she covering for someone? The wilderness? You didn't dump the body at the Grand Colonial?
Do you jest? The guests at the Colonial eat no shortage of strange things, but I think corpses are perhaps too strange. The creatures of the wilderness are much less picky. Besides, the hotel is ridiculously far. I couldn't have made it all that way without someone realizing I was dragging a corpse.
Actually, I don't think you killed anybody. Certainly not Helen.
What? Is this some kind of joke? You're an inspector. It's your job to arrest me, isn't it?
Halcyon Helen's body was found at the Grand Colonial. She was killed there.
I don't believe you. I think this is all a trick. You're trying to catch me in a lie. Get me to reveal my productivity secrets.
Look, if Helen's body wasn't where you left it, she must have awakened and walked away.
No. Someone must have moved it after I killed her. One of my business rivals, waiting for me to fall into a false sense of security so they can strike.
What? Why is she so adamant in telling us that she killed Helen? Is she covering for someone, or is she just stupid? The only thing you've done is be completely negligent.
No. You can't trick me. I finally discovered what's happening. You've been paid off. Someone else learned that I killed Helen and is going to use that information to blackmail me. You think I'm going to let this injustice happen? Ha! Tell the constable that I killed Helen. It's 1,000 times less miserable than whatever my enemies have planned.
I don't think she killed Helen. But hypothetically, if she killed Helen, being blackmailed would be much better than being imprisoned, right? I don't know. You're up the wall. I'm not getting the deputy or anyone else to falsely imprison you.
You monster! What am I supposed to do now? They'll be here soon. And once they arrive, I'll be powerless. Powerless! I just want to go to prison! Is that so wrong?
She truly believed that she killed Helen. But I don't think she did. The body print outside in the wilderness, according to our investigation, the person got up and walked away. That must be Helen. So she didn't kill Helen.
You're heartless, Inspector. How will I ever feel safe again? All I have are dozens of devoted followers and 16 feet of concrete to separate me from my enemies. You're heartless.
Yeah, okay. She truly believes she killed Helen, and she prefers to be imprisoned than to be blackmailed. I've never been to prison, but I would assume being in prison is much more worse than being blackmailed. I don't know. Okay. I think you're a little cuckoo, Jasmine Leva. But so be it.
Welcome back. I hope you have been keeping positive and productive. How may I help you balance your humors today?
Wait, there's a second floor? Hold on. I didn't know there's a second floor. How do I get to the second floor? Oh, this is the outside. Okay, never mind. Oh, I can get... I can use the elevator over here. Okay, I see. Oh, effusive host. Geological survey notes. The world is beautiful beyond compare. I can see colors I never imagined existed. The sky has a voice and is singing to me. I see the truth now. I see everything so clearly, so perfectly. The storms of Eridanos are notes in a great cosmic orchestra. The stars are the choir of the universe, and every word they sing is joy. I can't seem to stop smiling. I don't want to stop smiling, ever. Let me check. Yep, parasite. Chief of the Savages severed index finger. Huh? Chief of the Savages? Who is this Chief of the Savages? The index finger of the Chief of the Savages, bitten off by his followers as they finally turn on him, as dissidents always do. Not wanting to permanently injure then celebrity Spencer Woolrich, and lacking the resources to create an artificial finger for the scene where it was lost, the director of Terror on Monarch had security remove the index finger of one of Woolrich's understudies. You now hold it in your hand. Wait, what? They're using actual real fingers, not practical special effects. They remove it from one of Woolrich's understudies. Wow. I bet they forced that person to relinquish their index finger. Parasite Research Facilities, Experiment Logs Database, View Lab Notes. Searching database, 556 entries found. Warning, 556 files corrupted. Run recovery routine, yes. Failed to recover 554 files, 2 files successfully recovered. Access log 1. Eridanium gigaseus, research notes number 2. The parasite seems completely incompatible with the common Sprat. This is baffling and disappointing. I have a few theories. Sprat nucleotides are highly adaptive. Eridanium gigaseus is a half-complete creature. Adaptive mutations in Sprat physiology render it a poor host to the parasite. Eridanium gigaseus has a particular and discerning sense of taste and finds Sprats accordingly distasteful. Option 2 is ridiculous to me, but not strictly speaking impossible. Could both be true. I'm delirious. Will delete in the morning. Dr. Amir Zhao, Team Biologist, Rizzo's Department of Geological Survey and Territorial Expansion. Access log. Oh, that's log number 2. I just access log number 2. Log number 1. I've completed my final round of total immersion, suspension, and exposure tests. As expected, Eridanium gigaseus dissolves in acid, burns in fire, and can be disintegrated or otherwise destroyed with N-rays or concentrated blasts of plasma. The creature is vulnerable when alone. However, bonding with a host evokes intensely protective behavior from that host. Safeguarding the parasite becomes the host's primary objective, even to the point of aggression and violence. The creature also seems well suited to long-term hibernation and immersion in a liquid suspension. Water and low-grade alcohols preserve the creature. Its metabolic systems, such as they are, slow to a halt. Once exposed to a host, the creature emerges from its dormant state and immediately attempts to attach itself to the host's nervous system. Long-term dormancy in an alcohol solution may prove useful to corporate. I'll prepare my report tomorrow. Dr. Amir Zhao, Team Biologist, Rizzo's Department of Geological Survey and Territorial Expansion. I'm starting to think, is the research on parasites here at Eridanos related to the research done in Cascadia's secret laboratory regarding the crowd control? They're looking to create a crowd. Oh, hold on. No. The crowd control experiment was done in a different facility. The one in Cascadia, I think they were researching a substance, a gas. They were researching how to manufacture a gas that can modify the modify a human's what was it they called it, nucleotides. So anyway, the research done in Cascadia and in the research station both are done to achieve the goal of modifying a human's body to so they will be so they can adapt to the food and the plant life in in Halcyon, in order to give them the sufficient amount of nutrients, because at the current condition not enough nutrients were absorbed by the humans here in Halcyon, and it makes them starving. Hence the lifetime employment program by Chairman Charles Rockwell. Okay, my mistake. I was about to say that research in Cascadia is maybe related to the research here. I was wrong. It was two different research. Never mind. Access log 3. Eridanium gigaseus. Research notes number 3. Continuing my search for more suitable hosts among common fauna. Very promising results from pterorays. Their biological system is well suited to hosting the parasite. My theory: the parasite enjoys exposure to the atmosphere of Eridanos and may be manipulating the pterorays into more frequent and aggressive flight. In every case, the parasite successfully manipulated production of hormones in the host's brain. I don't know how yet. The implications of a parasite manipulating its host troubles me. Its nervous system is exotic and difficult to understand. I can't quite shake the idea that the parasite does not require contact with its host in order to influence its behavior. A suitably large and complex specimen may be able to manipulate the mood of a sentient creature by proximity alone. Maybe possibly. These ideas are unscientific and founded on my own anxieties. My nightmares have been muddying my thoughts. Should seek treatment soon. Dr. Amir Zhao. Yeah, nucleotides. That's the word. The research done by Dr. Eva Chartrand and her team is to modify a human's nucleotides so they can absorb enough amount of nutrients from Halcyon's plants and wildlife, I guess, to stop them from starving and malnourished. Okay.
Easy.
Rizzo's R&D Communications Terminal. Warning, supervisor clearance required. Accessing this terminal without supervisor clearance will result in an informal reprimand. Rizzo's requires that any informal reprimands must be brought to the attention of your supervisor and will result in a formal reprimand. Why would I do that if I'm the employee? Happy customers are repeat customers. Open last entry. Query, supervisor clearance. Accessing information on supervisor clearance. Supervisor clearance has been granted to Quinton Ludovico and Amir Zhao. Please note, in accordance with Rizzo's company policy, supervisor clearance is a privilege, not a right. Clearance may be revoked in the event of gross misuse, behavior contrary to Rizzo's company values, or dissident adjacent behavior. Hack. Access usage records. Supervisor clearance. Error. Data corruption detected. Usage records inaccessible. Now generating error report. Error. Error report corrupted. Failsafe protocol activated. Now dumping memory contents. Dump successful. Access. Yes. Now printing memory contents. Hack. Isolate passcode. Try to identify a pattern. Perception. Memorize the passcode. Open last entry. From Human Resources Division, Rizzo's Corporate, to Amir Zhao. Subject, Notice of Expiration. Dr. Amir Zhao, this is to inform you that Rizzo's has been notified of your expiration due to one or more of the following causes: violent physical trauma, accidental encounter with local fauna, severe physiological reaction to company and company adjacent products, destruction of company property. After careful review, Rizzo's Office of Human Resources has approved the dissolution of your indenturement contract. In accordance with Rizzo's company law, your closest living relatives will be rewarded the followings: 1 regulation-sized crate of Rizzo Spectrum Brown, to be delivered within 6-8 weeks of product launch. Wait, that's it? Just product, no money? Money that will allow Amir's children to continue their study or whatever, or help their business, local business. Please note that, as a gesture of gratitude for your service, your shipping and delivery fees have been waived. Your work on behalf of the Rizzo's Geological Survey team has proved invaluable in the development and upcoming launch of Rizzo Spectrum Brown. Thank you for being a part of the Rizzo's family. This is an automated message. Responses to this message have been disabled. Or maybe Amir doesn't have children yet. I don't know. Oops. Holy caves. Oh, an actual cave.
Okay, moving out.
Yes, Adreno. Is that a large canid? I don't know.
I'm going.
Nope, shit. Parasite egg pod. What is it?
I'm going. I'm on my way.
So the slugs came from these caves, I guess. Geological survey notes. Corporate authorized the name Eridanium gigaseus to describe the life form. Once we determine whether the creature is a viable flavoring agent, confection ingredient, or drinkable after fermentation, Rizzo's company branding department will provide a more consumer-friendly name. The life form is a parasite. Dissection reveals an incomplete system of rudimentary internal organs, a half creature, an unfinished accident of orthogenesis. But how can this be? Eridanos is hostile to all life forms. Parasitism implies a rich biological diversity. Interesting. I theorize that Eridanium gigaseus is not truly endemic to the Eridanos planet, but was created in the organic waste of the same terraforming system that operates the atmospheric complex. Oh, so the terraforming of this complex created the gigaseus Eridanium gigaseus. The terraforming helped trigger or culture the creation of this life form, Eridanium gigaseus. Continuing my investigation, more reports to follow. Happy to be a part of the Rizzo's family. Dr. Amir Zhao. Oh, interesting. So maybe they were like, what, bacteria? Then because of the terraforming, they became a slug? I don't know. Parasite jelly. Oh, human skeletons. Damn it. No shit, Mega Canid.
I'm going.
The Mega Canid. It lunges, and the lunges are very fast and far and quite far.
I'm coming.
I need to find a way to deal with the Mega Canid. Oh, behind me! Damn it! It has the same ability as the primals. Dig underground, then pop up nearby. Damn it. Is that the Mega Canid? I think so.
Be right there.
No, it's not. It's not the Mega Canid. Oh, this is the exit. Yeah. Virgil Henderson. Well, the prophet of profitability and the participants are lucky that they didn't get, that they didn't get affected by the slugs, that the slugs didn't decide to burrow into the ground and into their chambers.
Got it.
Shit! What killed me? The lunge? I think. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oops. Is this the autosave? Okay. Oh, the lunge. There are 2 mega canids. I thought it was only one. I didn't notice the second one.
I'm going.
Stay there. Oh shit! The lunges, man, the lunges. The lunges. If it's brown, drink it down.
You got it.
Who are they? Oh, the spawnling, the parasite spawnling. They possess projectile attacks. Okay.
Heading out.
Oh no. I was doing much better during the first attempt. What went wrong with my last attempt?
I'm going.
Fuck, man.
Got it. Heading out.
Let's juke them. What? He ran back?
Moving.
Why can't I kill it? Am I crippled? I think I'm crippled, yeah.
Yep, be right over.
Geological survey notes discover several fascinating qualities of Eridanium gigaseus. First, the parasite's internal biology is, for lack of a better term, highly modular. An elaborate system of organelles, nerve endings, blood vessels, and hormone receptors exist inside its flesh. When attached to a suitable host, the parasite behaves like a biological extension. A metaphor: imagine shoving a bypass shunt into a terminal. The shunt is the parasite, the terminal is the host. Second, the parasite's nervous system houses a string of kernel-like cells capable of receiving and transmitting neurons. What are the implications? Thought manipulation? Thought control? Third, I've noticed an ambient reverberation in the parasite's nervous systems during periods of intense electrical activity in the Eridanos atmosphere. The larger specimens display a greater sensitivity. There is a direct correlation between the complexity of the parasite's nervous system and its size. Fourth, there seems to be no upper limit to the size of these parasites. I theorize that these caverns may have housed a particularly large specimen. In accordance with company policy, beginning taste ingestion tests now. May the law protect my atoms. Dr. Amir Zhao. And so they are using the Eridanium gigaseus to induce feelings of joy and happiness for those who drink the Spectrum Brown, because they put the Eridanium gigaseus as an ingredient for the Spectrum Brown drinks. I see. Yeah, let's go to Virgil Henderson, I guess. Oh, Aldervaris is crippled. Hang on. Hold on, Aldervaris.
Be right there.
It's a shame there's no consumables to heal my crippled limbs, or other negative status effects, or debuffs, whatever.
All right, I'm on the move.
Excellent to see you again, my friend. Hope you've been keeping your head high.
I think I found everything.
What are these? Research data pads? Not quite what I expected. Let's see what they say. Parasites, caves, thought control. He did what now? Well, it doesn't look like any of this is in violation, but it is disturbing. And disturbing a surprised auditor is as foul as failing to file proper paperwork. Rizzos shall pay dividends for my psychological damage. Here's your reward, my friend. Your contributions to the field of surprise auditing shall not go forgotten.
I want more.
Much appreciation for your assistance, my friend. May your travels through the aether be free of radiation. Much appreciation for your assistance, my friend. May your... travels through the aether be free of radiation.
You are so far away. And I'm crippled. Damn it. Is there no place to sleep?
Maximilian. Vicar. Vicky.
Yes?
Aw, this is no fun anymore.
Why? No fun because he no longer gets angry?
Hope you've been enjoying your stay.
Aha! Always so nice to hear you, Inspector. I'll get you to your floor on the double. Next stop.
Find a seat in the house.
I do love all the wall space. So much room for trophies.
Inspector?
I managed to track down Black Hole Bertie.
I'm pleased to hear that. Bertie Holcomb is a valuable asset to the Rizzo's Rangers property. When Helen was murdered, Bertie was nowhere to be found. The timing of his disappearance is unfortunate.
Bertie is something of a character, but he's harmless. I feel a little bit I feel a little bad for him.
Try not to feel too bad for him. Birdie is a brilliant athlete. The universe has balanced his talent by making him a slackwit.
His teammates are a bad influence on him. There was this incident with a woolly cow.
Yes, I know about the woolly cow. Constable Keene had Birdie's teammates arrested for unauthorized inebriation of livestock. Birdie himself was nowhere to be found during the incident. Ironically, if Keene had arrested him, he'd have the perfect alibi. Be plain with me, Inspector. Do you believe Black Hole Birdie killed Helen?
I really don't.
I'm relieved to hear that. I happen to be something of a fan of the hack attack. I'd hate to see him processed for murder, but we need to be absolutely sure. I'd like you to continue your investigation. Notify me as soon as you're ready to make a formal accusation.
Who's the killer then? Could it be Ludovico? Because Helen found out about the slug research, maybe? By the way, Bertie agreed to stay at the Grand Colonial.
I appreciate that. I'd rather keep Birdie within the public eye than let him languish in a bar at the docks. I'll make my report of your investigation into Birdie. Do you have anything else for me?
I finished my investigation into Jasmine Leva, the prophet of profitability. There is still one place left that I haven't investigated, the distillation. But there was a sealed door over there and I cannot open it, and I also could not hack it. How can I get behind that sealed door?
Ms. Leva earned that title, but not for the reasons you'd expect. The profit business has been profitable for the hotel. Not so much for Ms. Leva's followers.
Oh, really?
So, tell me, what did you find?
I think she's a fraud and a cheat.
Ms. Leva's techniques have no basis in modern science, but she makes bits hand over fist. If that makes her a fraud, then she's only as fraudulent as our corporate leaders. Does the Prophet strike you as a reasonable candidate for Helen's murderer?
I'm still considering my options, but no, I doubt she did it.
I'll bear that in mind. Thank you for the update, Inspector. I'll include everything you've told me in my official report.
I know who killed Halcyon Helen. No, I don't know. I think there's still an unturned stone here, and that is in the distillation. I mean distillery. How can I get behind that sealed door though?
Inspector?
I know who killed Halcyon Helen.
I've been waiting for this. Tell me, Inspector, who killed Halcyon Helen?
Huh? You did? Okay. Bertie Holcomb is innocent, I think. Jasmine also. Cedric also. I'm still curious though, who is the female friend that Bertie mentioned that he was reluctant to talk about? And who is this B person that sent Helen the note? It wasn't Bertie, but who else? You did.
I beg your pardon. You think I killed Halcyon Helen?
I've got proof. You tampered with Burbage 3001. You tried to cover your tracks.
There's nothing to prove. I don't understand. Are you trying to make a mockery of justice, or are you really this incompetent?
Am I
I
wrong?
expect you to deliver the name of Helen's killer. I expect you to deliver results, Inspector. And if you can't withstand the pressure, then I expect you to resign. We're done. Your services are no longer necessary.
I've got data proving that you programmed Burbage to fire on Helen. Really? Do I really have that data? I don't. Do I? I've got data proving that you programmed Burbage to fire on Helen.
You what? Now wait just a minute. That data was acquired illegally.
Wait, so it's true? Evidence is evidence. Come clean, Ludovico. Wait, so it's really him? But what about the distillery? There is that sealed door. I thought I still need to go there to investigate and find more clues.
All right, fine. Let's do this your way. You say I programmed Burbage to fire on Helen. Why? Helen was critical to my operations on Eridanos. I have no reasonable motive.
A lie? Should I lie or should I use perception? Maybe if we lie, we can see how he reacts. If he comes clean, that means he is the perpetrator. This investigation is your motive. You're trying to pin this murder on someone.
I admit, I have been encouraging you to resolve this case as quickly as possible. Helen's death is a stain on our reputation. I don't want it becoming permanent. It wasn't enough that she smile for our cameras and kiss a bottle of Spectrum Brown. No, she had to know what was in it, how it was made, why it was made.
Engineering. You had Burbage kill Helen and then edited its memory. You covered your tracks.
You know, I hesitated to hire you. Not because you're a freelancer or a third party or impossible to control, but because you're one of Halcyon's sharpest engineers. I don't see any point in continuing this charade.
Oh, so it's true.
I killed Halcyon Helen.
Okay.
I confronted her in the grand ballroom. One blow to the back of the head. Burbage finished her off. No cameras, no witnesses, no spoiled actors threatening to undermine the future of Halcyon.
What about the hacked automechanical, though? That was programmed to steal a certain shipment. What does it have to do with the case? And also, the mysterious, unidentified female friend of Bertie Holcomb. Who is she? And what is it that was? And what is it that the thief tried to steal from the spaceport? These two questions I still don't know the answer to. Oh, the future of Halcyon? Don't tell me. His research into the Eridanium gigaseous has something to do with the lifetime employment program by the chairman. The future of Halcyon. What exactly are you up to?
Spectrum Brown is going to change the face of Halcyon. I'm going to make this colony smile again.
Oh.
Wait, don't move a muscle. Someone's just tripped my alarm. And my security defenses. And killed my patrols. The distillery is under attack. Someone's after me, Inspector. I need you over here right now.
Oh, this must be Helen's partner in crime, or partner in investigation. The one who sent Helen the letter that she has to get out. Who could this be? Inspector, huh? I thought you said my services were no longer required.
Forget what I said. I'm renewing your contract as of this moment. Damn it, someone's interfering with my transmission. Can you read the...
The same person who killed Dr. Blossom and Constable Keene, perhaps? So guys, should we help him out, or...
Whoever the real killer is, I got a feeling they're going after Mr. Ludovico. We need to catch up to him. Fast.
I guess, if we have to. Getting kind of tired of kicking my heels up in the penthouse all day.
All right. I got nothing going on.
We should definitely go. As for helping him, maybe we take the wait-and-see approach?
From the depths of Terra 2 to the heights of Eridanos, there's no mess that your SAM unit can't unstick, unclog, or unsully.
Think of this as an opportunity to teach Mr. Ludovico the importance of compassion.
Wait, what did Parvati mean by catching the real killer? Ludovico was the one who killed Helen. What did she mean by the real killer? Also, who killed Dr. Blossom and her team, and who killed Constable Maria Keene? Another question. This killer, let's say their target is Ludovico. Why would they go after Dr. Blossom and Constable Maria Keene? Could it be these two people have connection with the murder? Well, Dr. Blossom is the leading scientist of the slug research, but what about Constable Maria Keene? What about her? Is she also a partner in crime with Ludovico? I'm confused. Girls, I'm confused. So let's take a break. Let's get some rest over here, okay?